Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Subramaniam Pulayatil. I am the clinical director and co-founder of Leading by Example, and I'd like to welcome everyone to this, I believe, our 5th installment
It is.
of the clinical skills training, enriched structural family therapy clinical skills training. And in this 5th installment, we will be continuing to matriculate through the skill set. Last time we were together, we spent a good amount of time talking about, who remembers?
The rules.
The rules.
The 7 rules.
The 7 rules
Of thumb.
of thumb. What do you remember about the 7 rules of thumb? What is the significance of the 7 rules of thumb, and what are the functions of the 7 rules of thumb in guiding our process and helping others? I saw your hand first.
I think that it's supposed to assist us with managing our thoughts so that we can come from a clear, blank slate when we go to help people that are our clients.
Yes, very good. Shanti.
I was going to say the first phase of intervention, to piggyback off of what Andrew said, is more for the professionals to take a look at their selves and think what their own biases and why isn't it going to do what we do.
Very good. Very good. You're making me proud. I saw some hands on this side.
I was going to say what she said, but I'm just going to add that it's the first phase with ourselves that, we detoxify ourselves before intervening.
Yes. Why is that so important, Tasia? To detoxify yourself before.
Because you want to be pure.
How novel of a concept. It doesn't seem to be in vogue these days, purity. Certainly it has a tremendous amount of power. It makes sense that we would at least be giving some attention to that in our work with others. Anybody else? Has anyone had an opportunity to practice using the 7 rules of thumb since the last time we were together? Yes?
Whenever I call the families, the initial call for the referrals, and I have a lot of guardians especially who tell me their situation right off the bat saying, look, this is why I need the services, I need your help right away. I try to think that, okay, well, maybe I have stuff to do, but this person needs to be heard. So it's not about myself up to this point, it's up to the parent and the guardian releasing that frustration that they have. So I tend to find myself using that process a lot for me not to be judgmental or getting frustrated because, oh, well, I don't have time to talk to them right now.
Very good.
So I do find myself using that a lot recently in the past couple of days.
Very good. Nice. Anybody else had an opportunity to practice using the 7 rules of thumb? Yes, Angie.
I think every morning I've told myself not to find fault with others. Like sometimes I'm just getting up and thinking and driving to work and just mulling things over, and I try to tell myself when I start complaining in my head to not find fault with others. So I've actually been telling myself that.
Wonderful.
And I've been using the not looking for fruits of my actions. I've been using that in my supervision process with counselors who maybe are feeling a bit overwhelmed by the work that they're doing, or maybe they've noticed that they haven't been seeing the progress that they wanted to see. And so we kind of discuss that as far as maybe not looking for the direct evidence of your actions, but really just focusing on what you're doing and being true to our goals and what we're working on, and just having faith that it's making a difference.
Nice, nice, very good. Very proud. I feel very good about what you were able to retain and at least use since the last time we were together. So I want to move us forward in the process, and and we've arrived at the point where we will now begin to look at one of the first sets of intervention that is specifically designed for us to assist others in doing what? Observing and managing their own process. Now notice at the beginning of every session, I have raised that as a banner to help clearly define in the most simple and direct way as I can muster what our real purpose is as practitioners in the lives of our clients. This is an empowerment model, which means that we are choosing to respect the rights of our clients and to acknowledge the innate power of our clients to, with the proper resources and with the proper training and with the proper support, to observe and manage their own lives, their own families, their own finances, their own community. We begin with that belief. And because we believe that, every point of intervention will honor that. And so, this next set of skills we refer to as magic mirrors. Magic mirrors. Now, I touched on mirrors probably a few sessions ago because it based on what we were discussing, kind of a natural enactment, I believe, created a opportunity for us to review mirrors. But in this session, I want to drill down and really get into the details of this particular clinical skill. What are we ultimately trying to do with our clients? Help them.
Observe and manage their behavior.
Yes. And so mirrors are a tool that we use to assist our clients in making observations of themselves in the here and now. A couple of sessions ago, I gave us the example of our bathroom mirror to try to provide you with a tangible example of what the process is all about. So we talked about our mirror that's in the bathroom. Does everyone have a mirror in your bathroom? Mm-hmm. And that mirror, we use it just about every day. Am I right or wrong? Is that accurate? We use it just about every day. Why are we using that mirror? What is the purpose of the mirror in our bathroom? What does that mirror do? What does your mirror do?
Shows you your reflection.
Shows you your reflection. What else?
Make sure everything's intact before you leave the house.
Does the mirror do that or do you do that?
I do that.
You do that. What does your mirror do?
Tells me, shows me what I do. I don't know, shows me
Yourself.
myself.
Yes. Does your mirror add anything to the image that you're putting in front of it?
No.
Steam sometimes,
Steam?
yeah, if you're getting out of the shower.
Mm-hmm. Mirrors have a way of hosting everything that's in the environment that's around it. So if the shower is beginning to become active, then the mirror will give something back to the shower, give the shower a message that it's getting warm and hot. Yep. So it reflects back to you what you put in front of it, and it responds to the things that are in the environment. Does the mirror have an opinion
No.
of you? It does not. Does the mirror give you any instruction or guidance
No.
as relates to the image that's put in front of it? It does not. However, you generally have a response to the reflection that the mirror gives back to you. What's that all about? What's that response all about? You walk to your bathroom mirror, you stand in front of it, and the mirror reflects back to you exactly what you put in front of it. It does not give you any instruction. It does not give you any direction. It does not give you an opinion, and it does not add anything to the image. Yet, you have a tendency to respond to that reflection. What's that all about?
You do a self-assessment.
Like what you see.
You do a self-assessment. Now, how does that usually go, Stephanie?
You either say, I like what I see, so I'm not gonna change anything, or you say, oh, this hair's out of place, I gotta fix that, or.
You stand in front of the mirror reflects back to you what you put in it without any judgment, without any direction. And as you observe yourself in that reflection, you make a decision as relates to the state that you're in. And depending on the conclusions you draw about that image, you will decide to do something. You may decide, I like what I see, therefore everything's okay. I'm okay. You may look and see, my hair is a mess. That's not okay. So what made you choose to do at that point?
Hopefully fix my hair.
Now, did the mirror tell you to fix your hair?
No.
It did not. Yes, Margaret.
I didn't know to what Stephanie said, we ultimately want to be okay. So that's where the self-assessment comes from, to be okay. So with the, we want to look nice. So we see a strand of hair out of place and we fix it. And that makes us feel okay and better with ourselves.
Yes.
What
Yes.
happens if you don't have that insight though? Because like I hopefully know when my hair looks a mess, but I feel like some of our clients don't necessarily know that their hair looks a mess or that they need a shower today.
Yeah.
They might not be looking in the mirror.
That's a good point.
Or they may have looked in the mirror, saw that their hair looked like it looked, and they were okay
They were
with it,
okay
but
with
you
it.
weren't. At least we learn what's important to people as we observe their responses to the image. That's the power of it. There's no right or wrong response to what you see, it's only you. And the thing that's beautiful about it is it happens in the here and now. So I get to learn who you are right now. I get to learn who you are right now. Yes?
Immediately when you asked that question about, like why we, I guess, begin to change something and once we see how we interpret what's in the mirror, I thought about the awareness wheel and how your thoughts, experiences, and all those things shape what your expectations are, and that makes you respond differently. And when you guys said, if you're mirroring something back to them, whatever it might be, like the example you gave when you're meeting a client for the first time and you're asking the client questions, but the parent is responding. When you mirror that back, it just depends on what those expectations are, what those thoughts and feelings are that drove those behaviors. So even still, like you say, you look in the mirror and their hair is all over their head, maybe their hygiene isn't the best, and you can mirror that back to them, but if their expectations are that that's just how people are supposed to look and that's okay, then that's how it's interpreted. So I just thought about the awareness wheel and how all those things that we talked about during the first, before we got to the awareness, when we talked about in the first session, like how your parents, your religion, and all these things shape your expectations and how you see things. So I just thought like everything just kind of came full circle.
Nice.
With the mirror and the intervention part.
Nice. Very good. So the mirror is, it's really our attempt to manifest the observation portion of helping our clients observe and manage their own process. When we are mirroring, when we are in a reflective posture with our clients, really what we're trying to do is help our clients take inventory of themselves in the here and now on multiple levels. It's amazing how many of us throughout the course of our day, hence throughout the course of our lives, are unaware of ourselves in life. We have a tendency to spend and invest much more time observing others than we do observing ourselves. And whatever we tend to, whatever we focus on, tends to be what we create and what we develop mastery of. So if most of your time is spent observing the look and appearance of others, the conduct of others, the process of others, you'll find that over time, that investment that you've made will help develop and hone you into an incredible judge of others. And we are good at that. Now, what we don't spend as much time with, it seems, at least to me, is observing ourselves. So, because we don't tend as much to that, our relationship with self-observation is the result of the investment that we've made. Many people have a hard time looking in the mirror. And I'm not talking about people who have mental health issues or people who are coming for treatment. I'm saying many people who are treatment providers have a very difficult time looking at themselves. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable in the presence of critique, and this is the interesting aspect about it as well. Very uncomfortable in the presence of compliment. It was saying that we would be okay with receiving praise or someone saying, wow, you did a really good job, or hey, let's give Ashley a big round of applause, and you find yourself having these jitters like, whoa, all this attention on me, I don't know if I really, I'm not sure if I'm 100% comfortable with the focus and attention being on me, because in that moment I become hyper aware of myself, and that creates a sense of anxiety and difficulty.
Is that what that's about?
What do you think?
I never thought about it from that perspective. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an endeavor that is one that, similar to all other things that we want to get good at, we would need to spend time with, and real purposeful energy invested in mastering the observation of ourselves. And like I said in previous sessions, it's hard to get other people and to teach other people how to become master observers of self if you have not honed that ability to do that with yourself. And I'm going to use this metaphor. This is the power of self-observation in the process of observing and managing your own process. Anybody here ever been to a live sports event? Live sports event, even if it wasn't live, seen it on TV, football game, baseball game. So if you're in the stands, you could either have good seats right up front, or you could be in the nosebleeds. You feel the wind, the sun is shining, you may be in an area where there's not as much shade, or could be some shade. You may be at an end zone, or you may be at midfield, and you're watching the two teams compete. And from that elevated place, separated from the action, in your comfortable chair, perhaps with a hot dog or popcorn or whatever your concession